All right. First and foremost, I want to start off by saying Barakathea Hawa, Barakathea Hawashai, Barakathea Hawa, Barakathea Hawashai, Barakathea Hawa, Barakathea Hawashai, Call Halal, Yahweh, Ba'ashem, Yahawashai, Ba'ashem, Rakah, Kwadash. Double honors to the apostles of GMS who rule well and who taught me this truth. And shalom to you, sincere Akim, out there listening, learning, and pushing this truth. And shalom to the few sincere Akwath out there listening and learning as well. With that being said, I'm going to jump straight into this video. I don't want to ratazah to be edifying. As usual, I'm going to go in the Rakah Kwadash. And it's not going to be long. I had saw this story when it came out. This is about a week ago, but another brother had did a video on it, or it popped up in my feed. I didn't watch the video, but it brought this story back to mind, and I meant to do a video on it, but it had slipped my mind, so I'm doing it now, Salakia. But I don't want to be edifying. And as you can see, I'm pretty sure you're familiar with the story already by now, but I'm going to play it. It says, man swallowed by whale lives to tell the tale, right? And we know that's straight out of the scriptures, man. That's the account of Jonah, okay? Jonah, I'm going to read the chapter, Jonah 1, all the way down to the end, right? But if you're familiar with the story, remember Jonah, the Lord told Jonah, I'm going to read it, but the Lord, this is one of my favorite stories, man. All right. Out of all of these, this is one of my favorite stories. All right. But the Lord told Jonah basically to go and prophesy against Nineveh, that he was going to destroy it. But Jonah didn't want to go and prophesy against Nineveh because the Lord knew, because Jonah knew the Lord wasn't going to destroy it. The Lord was going to have mercy upon them. Okay. But nonetheless, Jonah ran from the Lord. He ended up on a ship. And a bad storm came, and long story short, they threw him off the ship, and he ended up in the belly of a large fish. It doesn't say a whale, right? But it says a large fish, and then the fish ended up spitting him out on the shore of Nineveh. All right, you know. But I love that story, man. You know, it's one of my favorite stories, man. So I'm gonna read it, and hey, this shows you that hey, the Lord is not a man that he should lie. Everything that he said is going to come to pass, has come to pass. There's no new thing under the sun. This is, you know, further proof that our power is real, man. These scriptures are real, man. Okay? You know, and one jot and one tittle is not going to pass from the law to all be fulfilled, man. All right? Our redemption is nigh, man. Everything the Lord said in these scripts, you could take it to bank. All right? The Lord's words are faithful and true, man. All we got to do is hold on and keep pushing. We shall see the downfall of our enemy Esau, Edom, man, and these heathen nations. All right, you know, our redemption is nigh. Our power, Yahweh Shem Yahushai, is on our way to redeem us, man. You know, this is further proof, man. These prophecies are screaming. We're in these times, man. All right, so I'm gonna read the account, but as a matter of fact, I'll close out with the video. I'll close out with the video because I'm pretty sure you're familiar with it. You know, I don't want to make this long. All right. So let's go. Jonah's disobedience. All right. It says Jonah 1 and 1. It says, now the word of the Lord Yahweh came unto Jonah, the son of Amittai, Salaki if I said that wrong, saying, arise, go to Nineveh. And if you can receive it, just like America, Babylon is known as Babylon the Great, Mystery Babylon, also spiritually Sodom and Egypt. It's also known as Basra, Idumea, okay, modern day, okay? You know, it's all, America is also modern day Nineveh if you can receive it, because it shall be destroyed, man. The Lord is not going to spare Nineveh this time. Okay, I'm talking about modern day Nineveh, America. It's going to be utterly destroyed by thermonuclear destruction. And you best believe Jonah, just like Ezra, Daniel, okay, all the prophets, they're back in their lot and they're prophesying against this wicked ass kingdom now. And they have the proper full understanding now. Okay? We're in these times. We're at the time of the end. All right? So, Salakia. It says Jonah 1 and 2. It says, arise, go to Nineveh. Like I said, if you can receive it, it's modern day America now, man. Okay? It says, arise, go to Nineveh, that great city, because America is that great city. Babylon the Great, Mystery Babylon, the daughter of harlots. Okay? You see? The daughter of the Chaldeans. Okay? Arise, go to Nineveh, that great city, and cry against it. And that's what we're doing. All right? out there on the highways and the byways, starting from the head apostle, Elder Tahor, on down. All the apostles, all the men, all the elders, all the other brothers bringing out this sound doctrine. That's what we're doing. We're crying against it as all the prophets of old did, man. Okay, warning you to repent. Okay, before this destruction. Arise, go to Nineveh, that great city, and cry against it. For their wickedness is come up before me. Just like this place, America, Babylon the Great, spiritually Sodom and Egypt. The sins of this place have reached up to the heavens, man. Okay? But it says, but Jonah rose up to flee unto Tarshish. Salakia, if I said that. Tarshish. Salakia. As he didn't want to prophesy. He was being disobedient. Okay? But Jonah rose up to flee unto Tarshish from the presence of the Lord Yahweh, and went down to Joppa. And he found a ship going to Tarshish, so he paid that fare thereof, and went down into it to go with them unto Tarshish from the presence of the Lord Yahweh. But you can't run from the Lord, okay? You can't escape it, man. His will is going to stand, man, okay? Hey, a lot of times, sometimes we're down in the spirit, we're weak. Hey, but we can't help but prophesy. Okay, we've heard this word. We believe, we fear. Who can but prophesy? We've tasted this good word. We can't help ourselves, man. You see? It says, but the Lord Yahweh sent. So let me go back up. It says, but Jonah rose up to flee unto Tarshish from the presence of the Lord Yahweh, and went down to Joppa, and he found a ship going to Tarshish. So he paid the fare thereof, and went down into it to go with them unto Tarshish from the presence of the Lord Yahweh. But the Lord Yahweh sent out a great wind into the sea, and there was a mighty tempest, meaning a storm, a great storm in the sea, so that the ship was like to be broken. All right, so it was a real bad storm in the sea. Almost broke the ship, tore the ship asunder, man, to pieces. It says, then the mariners were afraid, and cried every man unto his power. You see, because they were heathens, whether they were actual actual non-Israelites or Israelites that didn't know about Yahweh Shem Shai. Either or, they were heathens, man, because they were worshiping. You see that lowercase g, false god, they're idols. Because there's only one God. That's the power of Abraham, Isaac, and Jacob. All right, the power of Israel, Yasharallah, Yahweh, and his only begotten son, Yahweh Shai. That's the only powers there are, man. Okay, It says, then the mariners were afraid, and cried every man unto his power, and cast forth, which are idols, which were no powers, right? And cast forth the wares that were in the ship into the sea, to lighten it of them. But Jonah was gone down into the sides of the ship, and he lay and was fast asleep. It says, so the shipmaster came to him and said unto him, what meanest thou, O sleeper? It says, arise, call upon thy power, okay, if so be that power will think upon us that we perish not. All right, and Jonah's power was the only one living true power, the power of Israel, like I said, Yahweh. Okay, you see? It says, and they said every one of us, it says, and they said every one to his fellow, come and let us cast lots, that we may know for whose cause this evil is upon us. Because they figured, man, that this storm has to be upon us, because that they understood back then about judgment, unlike these damn dummies now. They understood judgment comes from Yahweh Shem Shai. Okay, you see? It says, and they said every one to his fellows, come and let us cast lots, that we may know for whose cause this evil, remember evil means a bad thing, is upon us. So they cast lots, and the lot fell upon Jonah. All right, so they were trying to figure out who Yahweh, well, they didn't know about Yahweh, but who was the cause of this beef, man, this storm, whose God was angry, So then this is verse 8. Then said they unto him, tell us, we pray thee, for whose cause this evil is upon us. What is thine occupation? Because Jonah was a prophet. His job was to go out there and warn the people, not to hide not to run from the Lord, not to hide his talent under a napkin. Okay, his purpose, his job was to go out there and warn the people. He was a seer. He knew the Lord told him about the destruction. He saw it. His job was to warn them before it happened, but he didn't want to do it. He was being disobedient. That's why it was entitled "The Disobedience of Jonah." Okay, Jonah's disobedience. So it says, it said, then said they unto him, tell us, we pray thee, for whose cause this evil is upon us. What is thine occupation, and whence comest thou? What is thy country, and of what people art thou? And Jonah was an Israelite, man. He said he's a Hebrew, you see. There it is, verse 9. Jonah 1 and 9. And he said unto them, I am an Hebrew, and I fear the Lord Yahweh, the power of heaven. Yahweh Bashem Yahweh Shai, man, which have made the sea and the dry land. Because, he's the creator, man, the Most High, It says, the Ancient of Days, baby. It says, and he said unto them, I am an Hebrew, and I fear the Lord Yahweh, the power of heaven, which made the sea and the dry land. It says, then were the men exceedingly afraid, because they knew that was the one true power. They knew back then, man. They feared the Lord back then, It says, then were the men exceedingly afraid, because back then, Yahweh was known as how you say it again? El Shadwan, I forget how you say it, the terrible demon-like power. I forget exactly, El Shadwan, something like that, the terrible demon-like power. It says, then were the men exceedingly afraid, and said unto him, why hast thou done this? Yeah, because it's a fearful thing to fall into the hands of the living power, man. It says, then were the men exceedingly afraid, and said unto him, why hast thou done this? For the men knew that he fled from the presence of the Lord Yahweh, because he told them. It says, then said they unto him, what shall we do unto thee, that the sea may be calm unto us? For the sea wrought and was tempestuous. It says, and he said unto them, take me up and cast me forth into the sea. So shall the sea be calm unto you. For I know that for my sake this great tempest is upon you. Nevertheless, the men rowed hard to bring it to the land, but they could not, for the sea wrought and was tempest against them. Wherefore they cried unto the Lord Yahweh, and said, we beseech thee, O Lord Yahweh, we beseech thee, let us not perish for this man's life. So they ended up praying to the one true power, you see. So they must have been Israelite foreigners, maybe, man. Israelites that were following the other heathen customs, other heathen gods, the other heathen customs, man. For example, like a Hellenist or something, because they ended up calling on the one true power, Yahweh Bashem Yahweh Shai. You see, it doesn't really tell you, But I'm just saying, that's what I'm gathering from that. I never thought about that before when I read this. But anyway, let's keep going. If somebody know the answer, put it in there. Salakia. Salakia, where was I? Let's go to 13. It says, nevertheless, the men, Jonah 1 and 13. Nevertheless, the men rowed hard to bring it to land, but they could not, for the sea wrought and was tempestuous against them. Wherefore they cried unto the Lord Yahweh, and said, we beseech thee, O Lord Yahweh, we beseech thee, let us not perish for this man's life, and lay not upon us innocent blood. For thou, O Lord Yahweh, hast done as it pleased thee. So they took up Jonah and cast him forth into the sea, and the sea ceased from her raging. Then the men feared the Lord Yahweh exceedingly, and offered a sacrifice unto the Lord Yahweh, and made vows. So it had to be Israelites, man. Israelites, foreigners, had to be. Just like Nineveh. That's why the Lord was going to destroy Nineveh, because those were Israelites in Nineveh that were worshiping other gods, man. Following heathen, being wicked, worshiping idols, Queen of Heaven. No new thing, same thing they're doing now, man. Committing adultery, probably, who knows, right? It says, Salaki, so let's go back. Jonah 1 and 16. Then the men feared the Lord Yahweh exceedingly, and offered a sacrifice unto the Lord Yahweh, and made vows. Now the Lord Yahweh have prepared a great, this is the main point. Now the Lord Yahweh have prepared a great fish. It doesn't say a whale, right? It just says a great fish to swallow up Jonah. And Jonah was in the belly of the fish 3 days and 3 nights. Let's go to the next chapter. It says, then Jonah prayed, Jonah chapter 2, verse 1. Salakia. Then Jonah prayed unto the Lord Yahweh for his Salakia. Then Jonah prayed unto the Lord Yahweh his power out of the fish's belly. And he said, I cried by reason of mine affliction unto the Lord Yahweh, and he heard me. Out of the belly of hell cried I, and thou heardest my voice. And that's a good example to show you that one of the definitions of heaven and hell are conditions, because judgment takes place on the earth, all right? He was catching hell. He was in a bad state in the belly of that whale. He wasn't in under the earth, being tormented by Satan and demons with a pitchfork burning and shit, okay? Hell are conditions that play out under heaven, and hell are conditions that play out on the earth, man. Hell can also be the grave. But obviously, Jonah wasn't in the grave yet because he was alive, okay? So he was in a bad condition, all right? So it says, Jonah 2 and 2. It says, and said, I cried by reason of mine affliction unto the Lord Yahweh, and he heard me. Out of the belly of hell cried I, and thou heardest my voice. For thou hast cast me into the deep, in the midst of the seas, and the floods compassed me about. All thy billows and thy waves passed over me. Then I said, I am cast out of thy sight. Yet I will look again toward thy holy temple. The waters compassed me about, even to the soul. The depth closed me round about. The weeds were wrapped about my head. I went down to the bottoms of the mountains. The earth with her bars was about me forever. Yet hast thou brought up my life from corruption, O Lord Yahweh, my power. When my soul fainted within me, I remembered the Lord Yahweh. Because the name of the Lord is a strong tower, the righteous runneth into it and are safe. When my soul fainted within me, I remembered the Lord Yahweh, and my prayer came in unto thee into thine holy temple. They that observe lying vanities forsake their own mercy, but I will sacrifice unto thee with the voice of thanksgiving. I will pay that I have vowed. Salvation is of the Lord Yahweh. So that's what it's going to tell you, verse 10. That's ultimately why the Lord had mercy upon Jonah, because he said he was going to pay what he vowed. He was going to go down there and warn the people, prophesy. He was going to make his body a living sacrifice, because that's his occupation. That was his job. He was no longer going to be disobedient. He repented, okay? If you could receive it, you see? That's what it means to be repentful, okay? To turn back to your power and do what he said to do, not just do your own thing, all right? That's the ultimate message, okay? Be obedient, and the Lord will have mercy upon you, all right? It says, Jonah 2 and 9, but I will sacrifice unto thee, right? And remember, the elder apostle Tahar said, America, Babylon the Great, is the altar. So you got to make your body that living sacrifice daily, doing these videos, going out there on the highways and the byways, keeping the laws to the best of your ability, That's that daily sacrifice, okay? Praying, fasting, putting on as the elect, okay? But I will sacrifice unto thee with the voice of thanksgiving, all right? The Wadi Yahabashim Shai, all right, for having mercy upon us and giving us this truth, right? I will pay that I have vowed. That's why I said those men on the boat had to be Israelites, man. You see? It says salvation but they were in a heathenistic state of mind. They were worshiping idols, you see? Just like the people in Nineveh, just like the men in Babylon the Great now, right? It says, but I will sacrifice unto thee with the voice of thanksgiving. I will pay that I have vowed. Salvation is of the Lord Yahweh. And the Lord Yahweh spake unto the fish, and it vomited out Jonah upon the dry land. All right, so that's the point. This fish ended up spitting him back out. All right, and that's a true account, and you can take that to bank because it happened now. It happened in this day and age. All right. So I don't want to write this out. That was edifying. Like I said, like I always say, keep pushing. We're close. Shalom. Wa abad babal.
Home against the odds. after surviving an ordeal straight out of the storybooks. Fisherman Michael Packard was diving for lobster 45 feet down in Cape Cod when his day took an unexpected turn.
I was just about at the bottom and I just felt this truck hit me and everything just went dark and I could just feel just hard stuff all around me, and I just thought, did I just get eaten by a white shark? And then I said, no, I don't feel any teeth. And I said, oh my God, I'm in the mouth of a whale.
In fact, it was a humpback whale, and for 40 seconds, Michael was stuck in its mouth.
He's swimming, and I could just be in his mouth, and he's swimming, and I'm like, this is how you're gonna go, Michael. This is how you're gonna die.
Losing hope, he thought about his boys and the rest of his family.
All of a sudden, I saw light, and I just could feel his head shaking.
See, that's the difference. Jonah prayed because he was in hell, man. He was in hell. And Jonah prayed to the Lord. He didn't think about his family. He knew that was judgment from Yahweh. He repented, and the Lord had mercy upon him. You know, that's what we can get from Jonah, man. All right, be obedient. You know, to obey is better than to give the sacrifice of fools.
Back whale, and for 40 seconds, Michael was stuck in its mouth.
He's swimming, and I could just be in his mouth, and he's swimming, and I'm like, this is how you're gonna go, Michael. This is how you're gonna die.
Losing hope, he thought about his boys and the rest of his family.
All of a sudden, I saw light, and I just could feel his head shaking, and I just got thrown out of his mouth into the water. There was just white water everywhere.
As his friend pulled him into the boat, he was in serious pain and thought the whale had broken his legs. In fact, he'd dislocated his knee and had other soft tissue injuries, but was otherwise unscathed. For son Jacob, a text from his mother was an unexpected interruption to lessons.
Your dad was diving and a whale just, attacked him, ate him.
Luckily, the whale decided it didn't want Michael for breakfast after all, and he's already thinking about when he can dive back into work. Emma Birchley, Sky News.
That's what Jonah did. He dived right back into work. He got right back at his occupation, man, which was a prophet, to warn the people. Anyway, Shalom. Wa abad babal.